All right, we have some interesting new developments about the CNN town hall in Iowa. Now, this town hall was set. Now, not all of the candidates were invited. One of those candidates who was not invited was Tulsi Gabbard. Now, we have not received any information from CNN about why she wasn't included in this, and apparently neither has Tulsi. She talked to friend of the show, Paul Steinhauser, yesterday. Let's take a listen to what she said.
We have reached out, I think more than once, and we received no explanation. I don't even think we've gotten a response to date about why they're excluding the first female combat veteran ever to run for president, the only woman of color in the race, the polling that you've just talked about. We're still waiting for an answer. It's really a disservice to voters in New Hampshire and across the country to not allow them the opportunity to hear from myself included with the other candidates as we head into Election Day.
I think that's exactly right, Ryan. Correction, by the way, that was a New Hampshire town hall, but Deval Patrick was actually invited to one of these town halls, either Iowa or New Hampshire. I can't remember which one. But, I mean, Deval Patrick gets to go to one of these town halls, and Tulsi Gabbard does not. I mean, you were just commenting during that. She's at like 8%. Like, this is a serious candidate. This is insane.
And the correction makes it even worse because, okay, let's say that CNN says that she's not invited to an Iowa town hall because she has been pretty public that, you know what, she's not really participating in the Iowa caucuses. Her name will be on the ballot. If you're a Tulsi supporter in Iowa, you're welcome to go to the caucuses, but she's not stumping through the cold out there. She doesn't have a big operation. Fine. New Hampshire, she's making a serious play for that state. And I've seen polls where she's 7, 8, 9% in New Hampshire. She could finish higher or lower than that. I think she'll probably be hurt a little bit by not doing well in Iowa, but whatever. Deval Patrick, I saw him at 2% in one poll, but that was the highest. And this is a former popular governor of a neighboring state.
Exactly, right.
And he can't even crack 2% over there. But it shows what types of candidates are perceived as legitimate and which ones are perceived as illegitimate by the media, and it doesn't have anything to do with democracy.
And let's think about why that's important, which is that how much earned media is it worth? How many hundreds of millions of dollars is it worth? That primetime spot on a CNN town hall, people are tuning in, New Hampshire, and Deval Patrick gets to be taken seriously. And like you said, it's not Democratic. It has nothing to do with the actual polls. New Hampshire is Tulsi Gabbard territory. She has some of the highest crossover support, along with Andrew Yang, with people who are Trump voters. 20% of New Hampshire Democratic voters, apparently, are independents, or, because New Hampshire has an open primary system, they're even Republicans in some cases. So this is not fair to Tulsi Gabbard. She's made her huge stand in the state, and it's utter and complete media bias, and that's what's wrong about this.
Yeah, I know that there are Democratic officials who are angry at Tulsi. They think that she's gaming the system by playing within the rules that the party has set up, and that is that New Hampshire's an open primary. Like you said, there's no competitive Republican primary, so Tulsi has appealed because of her kind of pan-ideological politics to a variety of Democrats, independents, and Republicans. So they're nervous that a bunch of Republican libertarians are going to come in to the Democratic primary and mess it up. And not that she's going to win New Hampshire, but that she might, take votes away from Klobuchar or whoever they're trying to rally around at the time to beat Bernie coming out of Iowa. And so CNN is kind of complying in that sense with that anger from the Democratic establishment, and it's not even arbitrary. It's capricious. It's worse than arbitrary because it's deliberate. It's okay. Yes, a lot of people in New Hampshire are supporting her in the polls, but you know what? Forget it.
It really is wrong because it just shows total collusion with the Democratic establishment to keep somebody out who they just find unpalatable. And what is her crime? Saying true things about Hillary Clinton? That's it.
She's also not going to overthrow the system by getting 8 or 10% in New Hampshire. What she's going to do is show that there's an appetite for some of those ideas, and then she'll fade in Nevada and South Carolina, and the system goes on. There's so much fear. Just relax, people. You're going to be, even if Bernie Sanders wins the presidential election, Zucker's going to be okay.
There you go, people. All right, we'll have more Rising for you right after this.